Hey!
What's up?
Uh, we here.
Back
Welcome
at it.
back. Yay! So, enlightened ones. Again, you missed us. And again, you're happy that we're back.
Yeah, I'm happy too.
Same. I know, it just seems like there's always something that comes up in between that ends up
Hmm.
putting us back. We were good with every other there for a hot second.
I know. But like 2 weeks go by, 3 weeks, and then 4 weeks, and it's like, what are we doing?
I know. Well, there was state wrestling.
Hmm.
And then the week after, and then last week we actually would have caught up, but my friend was in town from Minnesota, and so couldn't make any time commitments there since I was in Kansas City the whole weekend. And here we
Yeah,
are. So,
yeah.
I mean, technically, it was just a week we had to. I mean, I guess technically two, because you're like, yeah, we're weekly. Okay, look.
We were weekly.
We're doing what we can, but we still here. So, it's been a month. It's been a Pisces season, getting ready to go into Aries. We'll get into that. But how you been since we last spoke to our enlightened ones?
Since we last spoke 4 weeks ago, I've been good.
Yeah.
Past 4 weeks have been good. Wrestling's over, so I got more free time. I've been training more.
How's that been for you?
It's been awesome.
That was a long, like I always say, wrestling season, high school season, that's a long season.
Yeah, it's 4 months.
That's because I don't think any other, I guess unless they go to state and stuff, when I think about high school seasons, it maybe 3 months.
Hmm. Yeah, I feel like they're usually 2 to 3. Nothing
Yeah,
more than 3.
because it's a winter sport.
Hmm.
And so usually, if you have like basketball and swimming, I think for some of them, I'm pretty sure they end around, unless they go to state and things like that. I'm pretty sure they're ending around or like mid-February, maybe.
Hmm. Yeah, we would have done that, but since we went to state, that made us go till March. Or like the
Mm-hmm.
very last day of February.
Yeah. Which, I mean, still long
Yeah, yeah, it was. Yeah, that's all right. Our senior placed 5th at state, at 6A state.
Nice. Okay. It gets a, do they get plaques, when they
I don't
place top
know.
eight?
I don't know. I don't think
I
she got a
can't
plaque.
remember.
She
No.
got
Okay.
something. Might have been a medal.
Yeah. Little picture too.
Hmm.
Was that the first time y'all went to state?
No, we went to state last year. We
Okay.
took 9 girls to state last year, and then I
That's
think
right.
they took maybe one the year before that.
Mm-hmm. All right. So would you assess a solid season for the majority of the girls for the season? I heard a lot of
Yeah.
improvements.
Oh yeah,
Thing.
no, for sure. Yeah, we were a pretty young team, so we made a ton of improvements. Like from the first 2 months to the last two, like we made huge improvements.
Yeah.
And that's everyone too. Like everyone had their own little journey and made their own improvements here and there. That was good to see.
That's what we like to hear. Get after it, ladies. Now it's time to. This is always what I wish for, and I get it. And we actually kind of talk like this has been sprinkled in the sports world throughout, and I think we've talked about this before. But like, how many of them participate in spring sports?
I think I don't know. Maybe like half of them. I
Yeah.
don't know. Our group doesn't really do other sports. There's like maybe 3 or 4 that do other sports, but the rest of them are just wrestlers. They just show up for wrestling season.
You know, I respect it, and like we've talked about, I do think that there's high value, even for your main sport, to participate in a variety of sports.
Hmm. Yeah, I feel the same way.
Like it's only going to improve. It's like so now like you see like the same thing, like people are they just focus on wrestling 'cause that's their main sport, or they just focus on basketball or football camps, and it's like I remember participating like in college track, and half of our participants like sprinters, they were from the football team.
Dang, that's cool.
Yeah, and obviously you like work it out, and you collab with the football team, but it's like they're only helping track athletes and then them running track was only helping them in their football.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, why wouldn't you want them to, one, stay in shape out of season and like still doing a program?
Yeah. No, it definitely helps. Maddox, he competed this weekend, and his mom told me that he's going to do track, so he might not come to Jiu-Jitsu
Nice.
for a month or two. But I
Yeah.
told her, I'm like, that's going to help him. Like, track's really going to help him.
1,000%. I think he said yeah, I remember him saying, he said he does the 100 and 200, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Sprinter out here. Yeah, absolutely. Do that. I'm a big component for high school kids. Do all the sports that you can. I mean, obviously, like, narrow maybe some down, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it only helps, and you got to switch it up. I think kids that stick to one sport, like, get injured more. You
oh
know,
yeah,
they deal with more aches and pains because their body's taking that repeated damage. But if you switch it up, it allows your body to heal from sport to sport.
just yeah, that overuse of the same
Mm-hmm.
movement, and even like right the mental and emotional aspect. You could love something and get burnt out on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, kudos to them.
Yeah.
And, I know one of them at least. She throws. She's a thrower. Doesn't she do track and field?
Which one?
I can't. Why is her name escaping me right now? She also does jits. She came in before.
Oh, Kendall.
Juliana. Yes.
Yeah, Kendall.
Yeah. See, strength. That's in position. Knowing how to throw your body, keeping it in control, only helps wrestling.
Yeah. 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 See where Kendall's been.
See, dang, been MIA.
Yeah. She did take some damage last year though from a discus.
Ooh.
Yeah. Kendall was out for a while.
Oh yeah, that's never a good sign.
Hmm.
Yeah. Damn. Well. Good. Well, I mean, I'm saying good job to all the high school ladies. I didn't like you. I know that was a long season for everybody involved. Rewarding. Also some frustration just with how long it is, but it's done. Wrap it up. 2026 season. Now it's time to recoup, recover, move forward.
Move on.
Yeah, that's right. Feeling healthier now? Like you were out there for a hot minute, you were getting sick like every other week.
I know, yeah, I was. Yeah, I'm feeling good. I was sick like 2 weeks ago, but I'm over that now.
Yeah. Dang.
I know. It's like back to back to back.
To back. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good though.
Well, good.
Have you been staying healthy? You're not around kids.
Fine. I know, but like sometimes, like I get it. And this is just a pro tip for anybody going into an office with like a therapist or any other office where you're in close proximity. I get there's a cancellation fee and things, or maybe there's a lot going on. You don't want to maybe cancel that day because you're sick or something. I'm the provider that's going to let you know, hey, online is an option. And if you didn't want to take online, you know what I'm good with? Rescheduling. So you don't come up in my space sneezing and sniffling and shit. I had somebody come in. They were like, yeah, I wasn't feeling too good the night before. So I'm not around kids, but I'm like, people keep coming in, which, just is to try to spray, wipe things down. But I also need people to make some better decisions, Like they were like, yeah, I was feeling kind of sick the night before. And, I was hoping it was just maybe allergies. I woke up this morning and it still wasn't great. And
dang.
Yeah, I'm just going to power through the rest of the day. As they're like sneezing and stuff, like I'm just looking at them. So in my therapist way, I was like, online is always an option. And basically saying,
don't come in.
Don't come in if you're sick, sniffling and everything. Because then you might take me out. And then I, might take out somebody else. I can't be doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the high schoolers would just come to practice sick. Be like, yeah, I haven't been feeling well, and they look horrible.
Oh man. It's like there's a point where it's like, I don't know if this is just me feeling got a little scratch in my throat or whatever. By that time, you're probably already contagious. There's nothing you can do. You've already, taken out a few people that you didn't know. It is what it is. But that's a big difference between, like, you're literally in the middle of, like, sickness. You feel terrible. And you're like, you know what? I can muster up today. You might be able to muster up today, but what about me, who might have to be around you?
Yeah. I don't know, though, because the high schoolers would be sick for like 2 weeks at a time.
Oof.
Like they would come in looking rough, and then the next 2 weeks their face would get red instantly working out, and like you can tell they're sick.
It's all about learning. I tend to give high schoolers and younger folks a little bit more of a benefit of the doubt, because I was there, but like, if you passed adulthood, like 18, legal adult age, I need you to think about it.
I guess none of them are adults,
so
that's all right. They'll learn.
We'll give a little grace there. Dan, there was something I was about to say about that. It took me out, but yeah, just stay healthy out there, people. Oh yeah, that Crunch. What are we talking about? Dirty ass Crunch. I gotta give them a shout out on how they don't clean most of the time. Oh my gosh. Wow. It's so dirty in there sometimes. Like, to the point, I had to go say something to somebody a couple weeks ago. And I felt bad because I was like, I know it's not your fault. And I even said it before I said it. However, I'm already annoyed. One, we know sickness was going around. So I need people to at least give me the false security that people are wiping after themselves because everything's fully stocked. Even if they're not, give me the false sense of security. Because they at least have the resources to be able to wipe after themselves. Now, don't let me go to a paper towel station and those paper towel rolls are out. All right, that's annoying. So let me walk the 15, 20 feet to the other way to go to the next paper towel station. But you know what? That one's out too. Not only that, I kid you not, I went to 3 different paper towel stations and they were out. So that a total of 5 paper towel stations with no paper towels and or cleaning solution. And you know what was even more egregious about that?
What?
Those are big ass paper towel rolls.
Yeah, you're right.
Which means it's been a long time since somebody came around and checked these for not 1, 2, but 5 of these to be out and the liquid to be done. So I know nobody was wiping nothing in this whole section because they didn't even have the option unless they wanted to walk all the way over there to the bathrooms. And I'm like, unless you're really like, I'm going to actually do that, a majority of people probably aren't.
Probably not. Ugh, that crunch is probably disgusting.
So nasty. So the 5th time I walked up to one and it was out, I walked to the front desk and I looked at the dude. I was like, hey, I know this isn't your fault. I really didn't know. Maybe it was. He was supposed to be cleaning, but I was like, look, you got 5 stations out of paper towels and cleaner. That's just unacceptable. I had to go into old adult Deja mode. You got me coming up to you telling clean is unacceptable. Who am I? Get my old ass out somewhere if I'm complaining about this. But it was just egregious. It was bad.
Yeah. I noticed it was pretty dirty, I think Friday.
It's always dirty. It's so annoying. The other thing that almost took me out too, I watched, because I was about to do squats too, on the seated squats. I watched this dude do the exact same thing. Kudos to this young kid. Went to go get a paper towel to wipe his station down, and there wasn't nothing. He went over to the next one, wasn't nothing, looked around, and just took his jacket off and wiped the bench. And I was like, At least he tried, you know, and
Yeah.
that was his only option. But like, you're just wiping the sweat just all over this. And you're just wiping it
Ew.
all over your jacket. I hope you wash that when you get home. Because you don't even know whose other stuff you just collected on there.
Mm-hmm. No, that's so gross.
That's,
To think about
yeah.
the amount of people that sweat on different benches and equipment, and it's just
Not a
collecting,
drop, not a drop of cleaner.
just collecting salt from everyone.
Yeah. Hey, that dude I went up to and told him what was up. 5 minutes later, he was out there walking around putting paper towels in them stations. So,
Dang. You
and
called
then,
them out.
and then as I was leaving, he was like, "Hey, appreciate you letting me know about the paper towels." I was like, "Yeah, you no problem." But I'm just like, I don't even want to get to that point where I have to be that person to come up to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I wonder if you hadn't have said anything, I wonder how long it would take for them to even, for anyone to say
I
anything.
bet you at that point that let me know nobody had said anything to that point. Like I said, this wasn't like, and that wasn't even in the morning. I think this was like mid-afternoon. So I mean, you had to have been out from the evening before.
Yeah. That has to be the
Easily.
easiest job ever. You know, to just clean equipment, organize it, and just vacuum.
Yeah. Yeah, I got
Restock, vacuum.
That's what I'm that's right. We talking shit about it because it's ridiculous. How many times you walked into Crunch and you just seen people just at the front desk just laughing and hee-hawing?
Yeah,
And you
there's
got dust
chilling.
bunnies everywhere. you ain't even training anybody right now. And I don't need you to check me in. Ding, I'm in.
What if they're like just not getting paid anything? So they're like, I don't care. That's probably what it
Well,
is too.
you know what? I understand the mindset, and I'm always a person that says multiple things can be true at the same time. I understand the mindset. I respect the mindset, and the impact is you, even if you're not getting paid, well, it's that label of you working at a dirty ass gym is still on you. That's still impact.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
like somebody being like, I don't get paid enough to wipe the bathrooms down right at my establishment. It's like, well, one, you probably still have to use said bathroom. So you decided I'm going to walk around a dirty ass bathroom. And then two, I'm going to let myself be associated to an establishment that's known as having a dirty ass bathroom.
Yeah, but they're like college kids, you know, or high schoolers.
I'm telling you, there's no, because nope, don't bail them out. Nope. Because
I mean, if I was doing that job, I'd be hustling. But if my coworker's not doing shit, I'd probably be like, I'm not restocking the paper towels because it's his job and he's got to do it and he never does.
Okay, but you right. And though, accountability and wanting to have money in your pocket though hit different. Let me make the argument. Hear what I'm saying? So when I was in college, right? Same thing. Like I'm not getting paid enough to do certain things, right? Whatever. And there was also a sense of not necessarily like pride for your job or where your establishment worked, but it was like, I don't even want this job, but I need to pay my bills. I like money. So I'm not going to give myself, or at least I'm going to try to minimize the idea that I might potentially get fired or I might potentially lose maybe some hours or something. So yeah. I'm going to do the bare minimum, but I'm going to do the minimum. I'm not going to go over the top.
Mm-hmm.
I see way too much below the minimum.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me.
That is crazy. Because they know they can get away with it too.
Which makes, you know what? I'm not even going to go that route. I go a whole tangent to be like, so why is that? If I'm not worried about my job and how I perform, there's bigger questions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. I can just see myself being there and not caring either, you know?
I know, but you wouldn't let the paper towels go unstocked.
No, you're right.
You wouldn't.
I'd be hustling. If I was that age, I did go above and beyond at that age. You know, like now I get it, just find my lane and chill. But when
Yeah.
I was a kid, I used to work hard.
Well, and I respect that and even envy it, because when I was in high school, this is why I try to get, this is why I'm like, I was the bare minimum person.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I
Mm-hmm.
didn't go above, but I didn't do below. I
Mm-hmm.
did what I was supposed to be doing, what I got paid to do, nothing less, nothing more. But yeah, that just trips me out.
Yeah, that's funny because that's where I'm at now. I'm like, I do my job and I chill.
As you should. Yeah. Sorry, inline ones. I had to pop off about that. That's just, that gets me every time I go up in there. I'm like, why is it so dirty in here?
Mm-hmm.
And not like a normal gym dirty. I could take a normal gym dirty because it's literally people moving around and sweating. This is just grimy.
Mm-hmm. It is grimy. You're also a texture person. Like
I am.
you don't like looking at bad textures.
That's true. Got the texturetism.
Mm-hmm.
It's real.
Yeah, see, I just put my music in and I just lift. I don't look at I see the grime, but it doesn't bother me in that way.
I be trying not to look at it, but it catches the pupil and I'm like, I can't unsee it. I can't unsee it. Especially when that pre-workout's hitting too good.
Mm-hmm. When you get all tingly.
I'm like, ew. Everything's nasty right now.
That's wild. I love that feeling. I'm like, yes.
I'm like, give me less of this in my pre-workout, but I like the flavor. The flavor of the Ghost pre-workout, but it has like the minimum, whatever it was, the beta alkaline, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's all right, but it still hits every once in a while too much. I don't want to get like completely zero because I'm like, well, is it even going to do anything?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that stuff. I love feeling tingly.
You get extra? You get this with the extra beta alkaline? I think you get like, maybe you should look into that.
I should, because I built a tolerance to C4.
Dude, whoa, not a tolerance to C4.
Yeah, I don't get the tingle anymore. Like I get the caffeine, but that's about it.
The use of tolerance and C4 in the same sentence is crazy.
I mean, I don't know. I take it almost every day.
No, but you got a tolerance where you don't even like feel it.
It used to make me tingly and now it doesn't. So either C4's changed or I got a tolerance to that.
Maybe, okay, no, don't. Nope, I'm not even going to suggest it. Okay, I am, but I'm not telling you to do it. Maybe you should think about like a scoop and a half. I don't know how that will, like, what that does to your heart, though.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't do that. Because I already drink it with creatine, and then I usually drink caffeine a few hours before I drink that. So
Yeah,
I don't need another scoop.
Do you feel like when you are sitting there waiting in between reps, do you feel your heart rate like just going?
If I do too much, yeah. I try not to do too much because I hate when I can feel my heart pound, and I'm like, yeah, I need to calm down. I got too much flowing, but I don't know. I like caffeine. That's just how I am. I need caffeine to operate.
Respect. Yeah. Yeah, you need the heavy hitter like caffeine. You should be drinking like, what is it, like Turkish coffee? That should be your jam. That stuff's like caffeinated.
Yeah, but coffee's so expensive now.
Yeah, it is. I mean, everything's trickling up a little bit now. I was so mad the other day, Dylan's points, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, thought I, earned enough to get me a little $1 off or something. I only had 30 cents. Right? 30 cents would still be all right? But not when it's $3.29.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, I'm still paying $2.99 for gas.
I know. I feel like the point system's a scam, but I haven't looked into it enough to prove that.
Everything about, wow, there's a hawk that just flew in the middle of this tree in front of me. That just took me out. This thing is fierce looking. I feel sorry for any prey that is out in my backyard right now because this thing looks like it's locked in on something and it's
Dang.
about to strike.
I got a live nature moment from
Live
Deja.
nature. Yeah, you did. Wow. I'm happy Zoe's not out there right now. I'd be scared for Zoe if she was out there. It's a big ass hawk. We got I've been seeing little rabbits.
Yeah, all the
around too.
bunnies are coming
Yeah.
out.
Ooh, they gone. Ooh, it went down. Wow. Dang. Yo, Birds Been we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk because that's upcoming. We got a lot to talk about, Enlightened Ones. Dinosaurs. That's what that made me think about.
Yeah, pterodactyls.
Mm-hmm. Shit. Oh, man. I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
I don't even know. Okay. Sorry, Enlightened. Okay, we're moving forward. We're checked in. We've been doing all right. Michaela's not sick anymore. That's great. As long as Crunch continues to do their due diligence and spice up maybe their cleaning, we can also minimize that for the Lawrence community. Oh yeah, I was talking about we were talking about the Dylan's points. That's what it was. Dylan's, yeah. But let's go ahead and move forward because we have a lot that we got to get into. There's been a lot going on since Michaela and I have been able to check in, give you all updates. Obviously, we've had a lot of UFC events. We've had some competitions going on. We're going to be getting into the latest, a few of the latest UFC fights, some of the upcoming stuff going on. Is this White House card lame or not? We will talk about that. Also talk about UFC BJJ 6. Just a quick little blurb about that, and then what it's going to be kind of looking like. UFC is trying to compete with ADCC out here starting in 2027. Mm-hmm. We'll get into the Ronda versus Gina fight coming up in May. Like I said, got to get into these dinosaurs because our concept of time is wild, and it's not even about spoiling stuff with this dinosaurs documentary because we all know the dinosaurs are extinct, so you can't spoil a documentary. So we're going to be talking about that. We definitely have to talk about Gerald, the head dolphin. We'll let y'all know what that is, so stay tuned. You're going to have to continue to listen to us to be like, what the hell are they talking about? Keep listening, and you will know. Our topic of the week this week is going to be focusing on the paradox of freedom. And our Zen talk is going to be going into encounter versus control. So we're going heavy into the consciousness this go round. So stick with us, Enlightened Ones. There's a lot going on. Mm-hmm. So first and foremost, shout out to the competitors this weekend. From those who went to Kansas City yesterday. We're recording on a Sunday right now. Those who are competing as we speak right now, maybe in Dallas. We'll get to that here in a quick second. But Coach Michaela was out here yesterday with the Ground Theory competitors in Kansas City. So how'd that go?
That went good. We got third as a gym.
Oh, okay.
We got a little banner.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, we had Lauren beasting it up out there. She got 4 subs, 4 different subs.
4 different subs is that. We love a variety pack.
Yeah, it was awesome. Americana, rear naked choke, bow and arrow, and that other little Americana arm bar with her legs. Wild.
Good job, Lauren. I'm not surprised. It's like I want to be impressed, but I expected it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same here. She did so good. She was so calm too. She just went out there and did her thing.
Nice.
Like, all right.
Heck yeah. What was her like pre-comp lock in? Was she like zenning out? Was she listening to music? Was she shadow boxing? Like what was that?
She read her book for a bit. She sat down and read a book. And then like an hour before, I was like, all right, Lauren, you should probably warm up. And she just started stretching.
All right.
Stretching, listened to music, got in her zone, and just kind of chilled.
That's what I'm talking about. Were the nerves were they manageable this time?
Yeah. Yeah, no, she was so calm. Like the whole comp, she was just really calm. But she, like, after every win, I feel like her confidence did grow a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
Like after every win, she was like a little happier. So it was cool to see.
Heck yeah.
Yeah,
All
especially
right.
after that was her second comp. Her first comp was way different, you know?
But that
Like,
was the first one.
yeah, yeah. But this one was just way different. Like she was so calm, nerves under control, and like she did everything right. It was
Yeah.
really cool.
Shout out, Lauren. You know, that was her the last comp at white belt before she transitions, baby blue. I said, yeah, Lauren, efficient, knows what she's doing, and just locked in.
Yeah. So strong and bony.
That strength, said pound for pound. And that strength is hard to deal with. If you're her size.
Oh yeah, I can't imagine being smaller than Lauren.
Yep, it's gonna be a long day. It's gonna be a long day. Yeah. So that's awesome. There was also Maddox, right? He
Yep.
competed yesterday. And he won one, lost one,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and then for his gi matches, he lost his first one, and then his second opponent got hurt, so he only had one gi match. Yeah, and then Talon's opponent didn't show up.
Oh no! Dang! So Talon didn't even get to compete.
No.
Dang! All that work. They couldn't throw him in like an open or something.
Nah, he cut 20 pounds, and he didn't even have an opponent.
Dang! I hope he ate something really good.
I bet he did.
Cutting 20 pounds is crazy.
Yeah, in like 2 weeks too.
No. Damn. Damn. Well, that's awesome. It sounds like, yeah, for you had a competitor, at least they did well, have something to watch. We have, I don't know if anybody competed yesterday in Dallas or if they're all competing today on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know Matt, he competed. I think his is over with, but I'm not sure about Dan and Damon. I don't know if they went yesterday or not. Yeah, Matt got second.
All right. All right. Shout out, Sensei.
Yeah, he keeps getting out there.
That's what you just gotta keep showing up. Keep going out there, trying stuff, sharpening things up. That's it. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we have some Dallas competitors. Are there some upcoming comps within the next month or two? I thought there was something coming up in the next month or two.
This Friday, Fight to Win's going to be in Kansas City.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's the same day as our promotions for our gym. And then there's some MMA and kickboxing on Saturday at Memorial Hall in Kansas City.
Nice.
I might try up to and go watch.
Yeah. So. For the on Saturday.
Yeah, that should be a good card.
Yeah. Got my granny's B-Day.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. We'll be at the casino somewhere.
Oh, sweet. And bring Granny to the fights.
You know what? Granny's a little fighter. She might like that.
Yeah. Pans, that's March 25th through 29th.
Okay.
I don't think we have anybody going to Pans.
Well, Dan.
Is he going? It's
he
in Florida.
Usually does. Yeah, he usually does. So
Sweet.
I went to Pans with Dan a few years ago or 2 years ago.
Nice.
That's where I was just like roaming around Disney Resort by myself. Yeah. Yep. So
nice.
Didn't even know. I was going to go find a hat. I was like, yeah, okay. By Uber, I was like, take me to this, all my fedora hats. There was a fedora place. And he's like, oh, yeah, you're going to like it out here. I didn't know what he was talking about. He was just like, yeah, you in Kissimmee. You Kissimmee. That's where part of Florida. I was like,
is that how they pronounce it?
I just said Kissimmee.
That's what I thought, too.
Yeah, that's how he was saying it to me.
Okay.
I was like, all right. And he was like, yeah, you're going to really like it out here. A lot of stores. I didn't know I was just going to the hat store. So he drops me off, and then he was like, yeah, you just go up to the entrance, and you just go around. I just see like Disney Resort Springs. Again, I'm just thinking it's all Disney. So I'm like, I'm not thinking this is a whole resort shopping like space.
Mm-hmm.
Now I walk in, it was a whole resort like
Dang.
shopping space, and I walked the wrong way. So I was there for like 3 hours because I had a long time before my flight. So I'm in my jiu-jitsu bag, big ass bag with all my stuff in it, walking around by myself. I walked the other way versus going had I gone left, I would have gone to the store immediately, but I went right. So I didn't even go to the store until I was coming out 3 hours later. Yeah, but it was cool.
Good.
I almost passed out one time because I was walking too much and it was hot,
no.
and I hadn't eaten, and I felt myself starting to sway, and I was like, "Whoa, we better
Oh,
stop."
jeez. Damn, I didn't know you passed out too.
That was that was a rarity.
Well, that's not good then.
Nah, so once I sat down and ate myself some almonds because I had some snacks in my bag, gave me some fuel. I was able to get myself to a BBQ place. BBQ and a flight of whiskey set me back, got me right.
Mm-hmm. Well, that sounds nice. At a resort in Florida.
Yeah. So I was like, hey, if you got the finances, you're able. I mean, Florida's Florida, so say what you will about Florida, but that particular trip was a fun trip.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dang, I need to go sometime.
Yeah.
I need to compete in Florida. I love Florida.
There's a lot. Okay, yeah, that's coming up. Yeah, as far other competitions, as Michaela mentioned, there's promotions coming up this Friday. We got a lot of people getting promoted. Lauren, I don't know I know two off the top of my head. Lauren and Clay, Baby Blues.
Mm-hmm. That's all I know too.
I think there's a couple more. And obviously, like, there's be some people get some stripes. So yeah, that'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We got chess boxing next month.
Chess boxing, April 11th. Shout out Barefoot Colt. If you don't know, check them out on Spotify. Or I think they're on a whole bunch of other. I just follow them on Spotify.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, and then there's another crash card that same night in Lawrence. So Lawrence is going to be busy April 11th.
Busy. Hell yeah. Stuff coming up. Check it out. Plan accordingly. So it's the season where we are in mid-March, which is wild to say. Again, time is just speeding. We were teased this past week and last weekend with like 70, 80 degree weather. And then all of a sudden today it was like, we want to be windy and in the 40s or 50s.
Yeah, today was rough with the wind.
Yeah.
I started snowing a little bit.
Yeah. But okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Just in time as we transition out of Pisces into Aries. What up, fellow air sign?
Aries?
Yeah. Aries is our bestie. Or not air sign, they're the fire sign. They're not Aquarius, that's not our air sign, they're our bestie.
Mm-hmm.
They're like our twin flame.
All right.
Well, my friend or my roomie, Dan, he's an Aries.
Nice.
Let's see. Who else do we know? Who do we know in the gym who's an Aries? I don't know. I'd have to think about that. I was going to say Sam, but I think Sam's a Taurus with Robin.
Oh, yeah. His birthday is 4/20.
Yeah, he's like on the cusp there. I think he's more of a Taurus, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah. So us Libras, because we're the air, we like to light the fire to the Aries. That's how we roll. So I think we're going to be thriving as we get into Aries season. So let me pull up what we have for Aries season, y'all. According to our moon omens. Hi, Roxy.
You're actually on the pod.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I don't even want that one. Why'd you give me that? This is out here crazy. It was giving me a 2025. I said, we're in 2026. So not moon omens. According to them, dot us. What is it? Us versus them? I don't know. Anywho, everything you need to know. Aries, the spring equinox, brings this in the northern hemisphere. Aries season begins and the story starts again. When thinking about an Aries ruled beginning, remember that Aries is the first sign, the leader of the 3 fire signs, and ruled by the planet Mars. The planet that governs not only conflict, but our erotic charge too, this person argues. Aries reminds us of the bravery it takes to begin again. First attempts are a bit scary. True. We don't yet know, or we don't yet have the mental file called all the times I've failed at this before, but we also don't have the comfortable status of being an expert either. In an Aries ruled beginning, we have to lean on the spirited fire of this brave sign and the Martian influence of the ram and move with strength toward what helps us feel fully alive. So we're going to be feeling a lot of energy. You're going to be feeling a lot of movement. Okay? But we got to roll with it. So if I go into our economictimes.com, Aries 2026, when the sun enters the zodiac sign of Aries and starts a new astrological cycle, this transition marks the new year that is going to push people towards action, leadership, and fresh beginnings. Whoa. So the Aries season 2026 will be felt by all zodiac signs, but especially Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Cancer, and Capricorn. Expect a strong push towards career decisions, personal breakthroughs, and confident risk-taking. Why is the Aries so powerful in 2026? Aries is ruled by Mars, as we have said, the planet associated with action, courage, and determination. So, start new projects, make bold life decisions, break old patterns, and take leadership roles.
All right. That makes sense because it's year of the horse, the fire horse.
It's the year of the fire horse. So we going to be meeting fire with fire once we enter Friday. And I don't know what that means for the collective energy that we're in.
Oh, dang.
But
Yeah.
we have to embrace it, everybody.
All right. I'll be ready for that extra energy.
Yeah, so be ready. Get ready for this movement. I know I've been feeling like I've been amped up, extra stabby. Like, yeah, been on one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's normal though.
Sometimes right normal, and then there's like an excess.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's funny the days you come in and you're ready. You're ready to just stab people, punch people.
Yo, I've gotten Fred twice this week coming in sneak. My sneaky moves energy is getting better. I'm
Nice.
stealth right now.
Yeah, just sneaking up behind people.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. That's right. Watch out. Watch out.
I'm sneaky too.
Yeah. You are. Because you don't feel your energy. Like I can't sneak my energy. Like you'll feel me rev up sometimes.
Yeah. Damn, I didn't realize that. I can sneak my energy. Cool.
Yeah. So watch out, everybody. All right. Let's move forward into our content on what we have. A lot of UFC/fight updates going on. Have you, so not to catch all of them, but I'll just start from last week because we did have the BMF title. Mm-hmm. Did you catch that fight against Max Holloway and Charles Oliveira?
Yeah, I think I fell asleep during the third round.
Understandable. There wasn't a lot going on. No. So Charles ended up beating Max by unanimous decision, and to take the BMF title away from Max. Now there's some controversy surrounding the BMF title now. What's your thoughts on the BMF title?
Well, I didn't even know it was a thing until like a fight or two ago. Like, is it new, or have they always had this title?
So this title came about, and the timing was just where the timing was, and we just have to call it for what it was. It was a gimmick. It was these two individuals that sparked it. They weren't ever going to be actual like UFC undisputed champions. So it was almost like a participation belt. That, and I'm gonna talk shit on it.
Yeah.
Even though I was about it when it first came out, because I said the timing. So it came about because it was right after Masvidal did his 8-second KO Ben Askren, so he's red hot popularity, just record-breaking KO. And then this is right after Nate Diaz. Who did he fight? I think he fought, I don't know if it was Michael John. No, who? It was somebody he fought. But Nate Diaz came out, was like, basically, F the title. We should do a BMF fight. Who's the baddest?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, totally Nate Diaz thing to say. And it's like, all right, respect. And then he was like, I want to challenge Jorge Masvidal. So then they created this whole belt for this. They created the whole event. I remember being in Minnesota and watching us at Buffalo Wild Wings. We even had like a jiu-jitsu, like we had our little jiu-jitsu gym, went to Buffalo Wild Wings. They brought mats out. So we had like a party room where people were like rolling. Yeah, it was
That's awesome.
And I remember so they had The Rock, right? Dwayne Johnson presenting the title. So it was a whole spectacle. And then Jorge Masvidal ended up beating the brakes off of Nate. And then it got stopped because of a nasty cut. Nate can say he was about to come out and show Jorge what was up in round 3 moving forward. I saw what I needed to see in the first 2 rounds. I don't think it was going to get any better for Nate Diaz, in all the respect. So that's how the BMF title even came about. So then Jorge has it, and then who did he fight? Or he didn't fight, he just had it. I don't think he defended it, because then I think the next fight maybe with it, because he got knocked out. He fought for the real title with Usman. Highlight reel, career reel, knockout. And then I think they did the BMF title between Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje rematch. And then I think Gaethje ended up winning. And then he defended it against Max Holloway, who, like I said, beat the brakes off of him for 24 minutes, 59 seconds, knocked him out cold in the last second. And then this was Max's defense against Charles Oliveira. So, like, the premise of it, like, I get, and maybe it could have started out cool, but the problem is, what people are arguing now is because of how Charles fought Max. They were expecting a stand and bang.
Yeah.
And the fact that Charles did. If I'm Charles, and I also just saw what happened to Justin Gaethje, because Justin Gaethje was supposed to get the next title shot, but he took that fight with Max Holloway instead, and basically like it's an exhibition fight, so it wasn't going to go against his title prospects, but it did, because you can't get beat up like that and get knocked out and then be like, I'm fighting for the title next.
Yeah.
So that ended up like setting him back a few fights, and he's lucky because at the tail end of his career, retirement. He may not have gotten another shot. So he got lucky, had to work his way back up. If I'm Charles Oliveira and I just got knocked out for the first time and lost lost the title match, so that he got knocked out by Ilya. First time I ever been knocked out in my career. I don't know how many times I'm going to be able to get back into a title contention. Y'all want me to fight Max Holloway, who might be next in line for the title now that Ilya has vacated. You want me to risk, just for your entertainment, my title prospects, just to entertain you for a stand and bang for a title that doesn't do anything for me?
Yeah. His takedowns are nice.
That's blame Max. Y'all, I just don't understand. Like, it's on both fighters. Mm-hmm. It's not like Charles was just holding him down for the sake of holding him down and not doing anything. Mm-hmm. He was working for submissions. He was getting the better position. Max was doing a good job defending, but what Max wasn't doing a good job of defending was defending and trying to get up.
Yeah. He just laid there, right? Just defended the choke.
Right. So I think majority of that needs to be blamed on Max, because it's like, you are going up against literally the most decorated submission specialist in UFC history. Mm-hmm. Why would he not have some of that in his game plan for your ass?
Yeah.
Like, I like Max in the same way that Charles was like, I'm not going to sit here and box with this person.
Yeah.
So now everybody's mad, and now everybody wants to debate the BMF title. I'm like, well, and also the BMF title, also the foundation, and this is UFC's issue, was like they weren't having 5-round fights unless it was a title fight. So Nate's like, I don't want to be any more 3-round fights. I'll just do a 5-rounder. If it has to be a title fight, make it a BMF title. So he's working the system, but the system is failing at that point for you to even have to go to that particular model.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's basically a pointless belt.
Yeah.
Just to prove that you're cooler.
That's a personal opinion. Yes. Yeah, I think that they can go ahead and get rid of that. Cool, to keep it in your trophy box. It shouldn't do anything it shouldn't have done anything to your rankings, but the fact of the matter is, it is. Mm-hmm. If they could have promised Charles, this literally does nothing to your rankings, win or lose, have at it. UFC can't promise that because that's not what they've done.
Yeah.
So, there's that. I don't know. What do you think's going to be next for Max? Do you, considering he just, he took, what was his last fight? He knocked out, right? He had the highlighted Justin Gaethje. And then now he just lost to Charles. So he's still technically in title contention, but he is aging. So what do you do with Max? Ilya's not right. Ilya vacated. No, he didn't. Ilya did not vacate. That's a lie. I'm getting stuff mixed up. Ilya is about to fight Justin for the undisputed lightweight title. And if he wants to go up to fight Islam, he has to vacate.
I'm seeing how old Max is.
I think he's late 30 or maybe mid 30s.
Yeah, he's 34. That's not too old.
Okay.
He's got time.
But he's got some mileage.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think he's gonna do?
He's got mileage, but like I said, he's not that old, but I just don't. If Ilya stays, that's not a rematch I particularly want to see. Depending on, now if Justin surprises us, and you can't ever count Gaethje out, because I've never seen him get dog walked in a fight. I think it's going to be a lot more competitive than people think it is, and I ultimately do think he is going to get knocked out. I think it's going to be competitive, and I think Ilya's eventually going to knock him out. Now, if I see that, considering how we saw him fight Max, I don't want to see. Now, Max is not over Oliveira now. Even if you don't count the rankings, you can't have Max fight for a title over Oliveira now.
Yeah, that's a good point. Dang. Yeah.
And then you still, right, and now you still have Arman, who Arman is the backup for Ilya and Justin for the White House card. Which Arman should have been fighting for the title over Gaethje and Patty's ass.
Yeah.
So I guess what do you put, Max against Patty? If I'm Max, I'm not taking that fight.
Mm-hmm. Do you think the Freedom 250 is actually going to happen?
Enlightened ones, pause this and go back 10 seconds to listen to Michaela say that yet again. That sounds crazy, doesn't it?
I know, yeah. It's so dumb. You can watch the Freedom 250.
Oh my God. Like, I have to sit here and be like, I am a fan of MMA. I'm not an MMA fan. The fact that I feel like I have to clarify that is terrible. I don't want to be associated to this White House card and just the collective MMA fans. Problematic.
Mm-hmm.
Just bleed. Like,
America.
Oh my gosh. And America's about to get a lame ass card. We can talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we could segue to that real quick. The other ones. Hey, I don't know who fell out. We don't know specifically of what the negotiations were. It was he said, you negotiated, you said. We don't know really none of that in the background. All we know for sure is what we have in our faces right now, what we got. And you cannot tell me, as much as they were hyping this card up, this is extremely underwhelming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How are y'all just now? How are y'all calling fighters a day before to put them on the card? And then some fighters didn't even know that they were on the card until they saw it being marketed.
Really?
Yes. Like, how disorganized can you be? But yet y'all announce fights all the time, 2-3 months or so in advance. I mean, I get that, like, this is like technically it's not until June. So technically it is 2-3 months in advance, but like, this is such a big card. How did these fighters how are they finding out in real time with the rest of us that they are fighting?
Yeah, that'd be so weird to be a fighter and you just see your name on the White House card while you're watching UFC.
Yeah. Well, and that the main event basically said that. You got Justin Gaethje saying earlier in the week, I was told I wasn't fighting on this card.
Damn. Dana just changed his mind.
And then the night before, and then you got Ilya again, who was supposed to be on the card. My theory, and again, why did y'all wait so long? And that's the negotiation. Y'all knew y'all were doing this for months. We've been talking about how ridiculous it is to have any kind of professional sports organization associated with a White House participation. And the fact, so if we're going by theories, I think their main event was supposed to be John Jones versus Alex Pereira.
Mm-hmm.
And if that was going to be your main event, once you knew, let's go ahead and, after you said we're going to do the UFC White House card, we're not exactly sure who. Once y'all knew that Tom Aspinall was hurt and y'all were going to do whatever y'all were going to do, and you still had John Jones lurking here in the background, and at this particular time, maybe you still didn't know what Alex was going to do, but Alex has been talking about going up to heavyweight. And then his fight, was like 3 months ago when he won his title again?
Yeah, pretty recent.
And the eyes for Aspinall happened, back in, I don't know, like sometime late last year.
Mm-hmm.
As fans, we can be like, well, why weren't y'all talking and like trying to negotiate this? If y'all already knew John is the one that we want, as unstable as he is, which I was like, I didn't even think it was a possibility they'd want him on this card just because of the major liability John has shown to be throughout his entire career. But let's go ahead and continue playing with that. we'll throw out all of this. We want to go ahead and John. Well, John and he went ahead. You can say he ducked Aspinall or he priced himself out, but he asked for $30 million for that Tom Aspinall fight. According to y'all were able to get the money and offer it to him, and he still was like, nah. Maybe he thought he was going to price himself out and y'all weren't going to get it. But y'all proved that y'all can get the $30 million. Now, if you know you want to bring in one of, or probably the biggest star that you've ever had outside of Khabib and Conor, you know you're going to need to match a certain amount of a number. And not only that, it's not that you don't have the money, because optics wise makes it look bad, because you just gave $15 million to an unknown. He might be a known boxer, but we don't know nothing about no Zuffa boxing, right? Mm-hmm. Whoever this boxer is or whatever, they just signed under UFC, right, for $15 million. And you got your UFC fighters making pennies. One of your number one dudes isn't even making close to that.
So they signed some unknown dude
for $15 million.
Oh,
unknown
wild.
to us, right? Unknown to us, because I don't follow boxing like that. But yeah, to the average person or UFC fan, MMA fan, and if I'm a fighter, y'all just bring this dude in and let's say I'm making 40 to show and 40 to win. Y'all just offering this dude 15 million. I'm hot.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I bet some fighters don't even make 40.
No. And if I'm John Jones, despite what you want to say about me and like how maybe I asked y'all over at the time, they've made a certain amount of money, and for whatever reason, Dana was still out here praising John, was still trying to get John on, like still wanted John to prepare. So I really think that they already had John somewhere in their sights from the very beginning. And the fact that y'all were trying to pull this together and wrangle it up like the week of, that's UFC's bad.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy. Yeah, give us John.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Problematic at all. Problems and all. Go ahead, throw John. It should have been John versus Pereira. Mm-hmm. It should have been, I mean, I guess if you wanted to, they were trying to keep it American. And I'm like, which is the problem with a freedom card, because look, Americans ain't dominating UFC right now. I don't think we have one. Do we have? Yeah, we got one, and he's not even an undisputed champ, American champ, which is Justin Gaethje.
Mm-hmm. That's the only reason he's on the card, right?
America, you know, America. But it's like, if you want it, and then you were gonna mess it. At first, it was supposed to be all title fights. We got 2.
Oh yeah, I forgot they mentioned that. Damn. I'm
just like, listen, we got to start paying attention. Not like, right, we do the quick, like, flood the news and all of this. I go back, isn't this what y'all said back then? Now it was the biggest event ever that the UFC is supposed to have. Now all of a sudden they're going to be giving away 85,000 free tickets.
How? Why? It's not the White House. Why would you give away free tickets? That makes no sense.
Ask the questions.
Oh, that's
this stuff
crazy.
Don't make any sense. You put this UFC White House, like I said, and you are announcing all these other fights. I think Bo Nicholson, because he's an all-American fighter, outside of his last knockout, we don't want to see a Bo Nicholson on no kind of main event right now. Put his ass on the main card or a main card. Put him on the main event in the prelims. Mm-hmm. Because what happened the last time he was on the main card? Boring. Booed. There's nothing but a Bo Nickel fight where I was like, wow, that was something I really want to catch. I can't wait to see the next Bo Nickel fight.
Is the White House card going to be outside?
I think so. Like, all you need to do to figure out what's happening in this timeline right now is just watch a plethora of 90s movies.
I don't think there's a 90s movie, though, about fighters at the White House.
But you could find the essence somewhere. This reminds me of like an over-the-top kind of event. You know what over-the-top is?
I don't know.
It's actually a decent movie, but it's hilarious because it this is a 90s. Everybody's cosplaying 90s action heroes now, and like the vibe. Over the Top is a Sylvester Stallone movie. And I actually think it was 80s. I actually think it was late 80s. It's about father and son bonding, truck driving, and arm wrestling.
Nice.
Over the top.
Oh,
this is that energy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure.
Oh, it's so bad. I'm gonna watch it. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna watch it, and I'm gonna shame it the entire time.
Yeah. No, I want to do the same thing. That and the Ronda Rousey fight. Same thing.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna watch it.
So Ronda, right? We talked. I don't know if we said it, but then the last one. But if we didn't, Ronda is coming back to fight Gina Carano May 16th, Netflix. For not fighting in a while, I'm you know how I can't stand Ronda. I'm always gonna hate on Ronda. I'll give props where props is due. She looks like she's in good shape, you know, post baby and everything, which I don't think she really got out of too much shape. Mm-mm. I think Gina Carano, all due respect, she looked all right on the mitts, but I feel like we already know how this fight is gonna go. We already know how it's gonna go. She's going to get clinched up, and then she's going to get thrown by Ronda, and then it's going to be classic Ronda, armbar, done, first round, over. Mm-hmm. And then everybody's like, Ronda's back! And it's like, no, she's not. Like, she went against Gina Carano. Like, nothing is impressive. But despite what I want to say about Ronda Rousey, she out here talking her shit, and I appreciate that.
I know. She just keeps talking shit.
She's been talking shit on the UFC. Specifically what we just said. I don't know if these were her words verbatim, but she did say something to this effect of the UFC White House card sucks. Mm-hmm. Because she did mention this, and I said this, and we said this months ago. They don't have any star power necessarily of UFC because, right, they don't push their fighters anymore like that. You don't have anybody who's behind. Okay, you have a social media following. No. I'm not invested.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, Ronda's claiming her fight is the biggest fight in history right now.
For the delusion that she has, I wish I had a hint of it.
Oh, same here. Her and Juliana. If I want a little bit of both of them. Give
me a little
that
hit.
Energy.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd be crazy though if I had that energy.
Oh my gosh. So again, I'll watch it. I'll check it out. Francis is on that card. Is going to be a co-main. No? I forgot who he's fighting, but
yeah, I don't even know who he's fighting.
I don't know. I'm not sure, but I think it's a Jake Paul event, right? Netflix event, which is annoying. That
I know. I didn't realize that he was involved.
Mm-hmm.
Like, damn.
Sad.
Yeah.
Can't get free of him.
I know. But at least he's making Ronda money, you know.
Yeah. I guess so. But yeah, she's not wrong about that. So I guess, or wrong about the UFC going to shit, and she was like, Valentina took a stray, you know.
I know she did.
Gotta do OnlyFans. I was like, dang, what did Valentina do OnlyFans? But I think some other fight they do OnlyFans, but it's not like the stripping kind of OnlyFans. Yeah. It's like
Patreon.
Yeah.
The OnlyFans.
Just a little extra spice, you know, maybe. But
yeah, Valentina, I can't remember what she said. Like, Ronda must have been sleeping too much from her last fight.
Yeah, I think she was like, she's still been asleep since 2016. I was like, dang. I'm here for it. Everybody talk your shit. So yeah, that's coming up. White House cards trash, but we'll watch it. Other notable things just coming out, like going back to UFC. UFC BJJ 6. I didn't watch, so I only caught like the last one. I didn't catch Fionn, but from what it looked like, maybe it was a little bit of a controversial decision, but Fionn lost.
Yeah, they went back and forth the whole match, but Cassia she took her down a lot.
Yeah.
She just kept taking her down and she passed her guard a few times. So I don't know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was UFC BJJ 6, and then I think the next one is that one Nikki Rod's going to be in?
Maybe. I don't know. 7?
I think so. And then there's the controversy. So we're talking about UFC BJJ, and then like notable Jillian Robertson, who fought last night. I think she's on 5-fight win streak, or now 6-fight win streak. She called out Mackenzie Dern, champ, which would be great. And I think it was kind of cool because she said is the battle of the BJJ aces. So she's finished her fights by sub. Obviously, we got Mackenzie Dern, who went up against Fionn back in CJI 1. So it'd be kind of cool to see two BJJ ladies getting after in the championship match. But when we talk about UFC and BJJ, UFC doing UFC stuff right now, monopolizing, and I don't see how this is going to be. I don't see how this is going to be good for the sport.
Yeah.
So, for those of you who don't know, basically what happened right now is that for those athletes that signed a contract to compete in UFC BJJ, like the Mikey Musumeci, the now Fionn, right? And there's like other notable grapplers. They are also before they were in contract, they were like independent contractors, right? You just go and compete in any kind of competition. They could still compete at ADCC, CJI, but then that was the thing because there's that competition there. Well, now UFC, if they're like, we're trying to grow the sport. We're trying to pay athletes, more money, but now UFC is doing what UFC does and being a big bully and going into monopolizing the BJJ sector with saying once we get to 2027, all UFC grapplers who are under the UFC BJJ contract / banner can no longer compete in ADCC.
Did ADCC get rid of the women's divisions? Is
they
that
did.
real?
So F them too.
Yeah.
F ADCC on that. So this is an interesting time for what is going to happen moving forward with professional jiu-jitsu, if it's just now maybe solely going to be through the lens of UFC, and you also have ADCC, which was the biggest, and then was competing with CJI. And then CJI but then I don't know what that's going to look like this year, obviously with the absence of Craig Jones, but then ADCC doing their, debauchery with the women. Wow. Sorry, I just looked up snowing again.
Damn. That's wild.
Yeah. And then UFC saying, hey, we're going to take your competitors, your high level profile competitors, and we're going to pay them to come over here, and they can't come back and compete over there. So, right, like Nikki Rod, no more ADCC.
Yeah. What about IBJJF? Like, where does that sit with the UFC and everything? Like, are they able to compete in other organizations, or is it only UFC?
That's a good question.
Because is that going to rise up now if there's no ADCC?
Let's see. UFC, BJJ, IBJJF. It's a good question. Or
maybe Craig Jones does come back. He might have the biggest one if he does come back.
I could see that. I'm trying to see. I don't see anything right now that says anything about IBJJF and UFC BJJ, but more so about ADCC.
Mm-hmm. Why is it specifically ADCC then?
So if I go to, let's go to Yahoo. Of course he does. People be hating Mikey now. If I go to Yahoo or sports.yahoo.com, UFC BJJ to ban athletes from ADCC, Mikey Musumeci backs up. It says, according to UFC BJJ executive Claudia Galdea, their grapplers won't be allowed to compete in future ADC events anymore. The former UFC title contender states that there will be a few exceptions for ADC 2026 of this year, but they'll enforce complete exclusivity moving forward. There are some of our executive athletes that we've given the ADCC to this year, but from next year on, they can only be an athlete of the UFC BJJ. Despite the ban, Claudia claimed they're somewhere not treating them as rivals. We don't want to compete with anyone. We believe in what ADCC is doing, what IBJJF is doing. We believe these are different products from what we have and what we are doing here. But we also believe that for an athlete to be able to build a professional career in jiu-jitsu, this is the place he or she has to be because we have consistency. Last year we did 6 events. Now there are 10 events this year. Mikey Musumeci backs UFC BJJ's decision to block athletes, saying, "How dare UFC not want to spend millions of dollars investing in jiu-jitsu events, building their athletes to get maximal exposure just to donate their athletes to help other events," the UFC BJJ bantamweight champion argued. ADCC one event every 2 years, winner makes $20K. Mikey Musumeci wrote with 2 laughing emojis. UFC BJJ 20 events, 10 per year. So that's what he's arguing. More money for UFC. The ADCC money is laughable. I understand the money component. And when you start squeezing other organizations out where you've literally taken their model, there is a comparison because y'all took the model of CJI and ADCC.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, do they just get everyone under contract? You know, like what's UFC's plan? Steal all the grapplers?
That's what it's kind of looking like. At least the top well-known. Tragic.
Yeah. Yeah, damn. Because if they did compete in other organizations, that would build up the following, you know, and that promotes them even more, so dang.
Oh, UFC.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is what's going on in that world. Other notable for the ladies just coming up March, so not this Friday, but next week, we have women's flyweight division coming up. Alex Grosso versus Macy Barber. I think that's going to be a contender fight.
Nice.
For Valentina, right? Yeah. Valentina's flyweight, I think.
I don't know.
I know there's like flyweight, there's strawweight, flyweight, strawweight, and bantamweight. I think she's flyweight. And Whaley is strawweight or was strawweight. So, all right. Let's get to the fun stuff. Dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Did you watch the full 4-episode Dinosaur doc on Netflix?
So I started it, and then you talked about how cool it was, so I tried finishing it, but I just got so bored, I couldn't finish it.
Dang, bored.
Yeah. Well, the dinosaurs started singing, and I'm like, how do we know they sing? Like, how do we know?
I know. I know. I was asking these same questions too, and I was still captivated. It was the time. The time is what messed me up. Yes, the dinosaurs were cool and stuff, but it was like the time.
Like millions of years ago, you're talking about?
So this documentary, y'all, it starts at, I think we know Earth is about 6 billion years old. Wild.
Mm-hmm.
This documentary doesn't even start until 235 million years ago.
Dang, so there's billions of years before the dinosaurs?
Before.
Oh, that's wild.
So we started 235 million years ago. Dinosaurs weren't even on the map. Again, at this point, they still weren't even on the map. It was reptiles.
Mm-hmm.
Reptiles doing
crazy.
their thing. Yeah. Then, this is why the Earth is going to be fine. We're not. The reptiles, and then when the dinosaurs finally came about, they had to go through multiple natural disasters. And like, we're not talking about like a little, made things challenging for like a month or two type things. We're talking about disasters that ended up having to reset things for millions of years in between.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's crazy.
So at one point in time, y'all, it's like so then when the dinosaurs then finally came about, right? They had the scene where there was just we got through the reptiles, we had these a couple natural disasters, all of a sudden, boom, these eggs appear. And then in my mind, I was like, how the hell? I was like, eggs? I was like, how does this work out? We just got eggs of a new species, but the two species that maybe came from this, they didn't breed. These eggs just came about.
They just came about? What?
But that's Earth, apparently, right? Atoms, all kinds of shit.
Just poof, dinosaurs were laying eggs.
The eggs just appeared. Evolution.
I'm just gonna have to fast forward to that part of the documentary and watch it.
You already passed that part, because when you got to the part of the singing dinosaurs, we had right.
That's how bored I was. I couldn't focus.
We had the eggs were that little bird looking like duckling got hatched, and then literally had to book it to the oceans with his siblings to not get eaten. Siblings got eaten. This one survives, and if this one survives, we don't have dinosaurs.
So the dinosaurs started with one dinosaur?
Yeah.
How were the eggs? Is this why people are like, did the chicken or the egg come first? Because we don't know? Because the eggs just came out of nowhere?
What created the egg? I know. I don't look. Earth is magical. So at this point in time in my life, I operate on it's possible. I don't know what else. I don't know.
You know what? You're right. The way that things are today.
I don't know. I'm just like, I can't. Well, yeah, exactly. With the way things are today, I can't sit there and be like, that's 0% false.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I don't know. Maybe.
The dinosaurs probably felt the same way. Anything could happen.
Anything can happen. So, okay, so if you think about this, so then the other thing that took me out is, right? So it was like, shit happens and 20, 40 million years would pass, and boom, we're in the next scene. They're flourishing. I'm like, damn, that took 20 plus million years after the volcanoes erupted. And then when the volcanoes erupted, it was like, hey, yo, we got some rain for that ass for 1 million plus years. It rained for 1 million plus years, y'all. The idea of that has taken me out.
Yeah, I'm trying to picture it. So, was everything just underwater? Or, did the rain wash into the ocean and then it just rained again? Was it just constant rain?
Yeah, it was, constant rain because of the volcanic activity.
Oh. So the volcanoes cause the rain.
That when I rewatched it, I understood a little more about it. I was like, okay. Okay. But then also because of that, right? It was like something happened at one point in time, not just the rain, but like the seabed split. And then so the seabed splits. And not only does the seabed split, well then obviously, right, it like the water has to go somewhere. So it raised sea level to 200 meters.
Because it split?
Yeah. Well, because all that pressure of the ocean bottom,
Mm-hmm.
it like let all the gases and stuff out.
Oh.
Yeah, so it like release all this shit. And basically it was saying like it'd be like the ocean covering Mount Everest and still having a mile's worth until you got down to the bottom.
No, what happened to all the dinosaurs?
Dinosaurs got taken out and reptiles like 4 or 5 times.
Oh, that's wild.
So if we think about the dinosaurs, so think about this here, y'all, if y'all still aren't understanding like how crazy, whether you believe in dinosaurs or not, let's just think about time and Earth. In between a T-Rex and a Stegosaurus was like 70 million years. They didn't walk together.
Which one's a Stegosaurus?
The one with like the armor on the back and then like the jaggers on the tail.
Yeah. Okay, so I I watched Land Before Times. Do you know which character that is? Is that the brother dinosaur?
I thought the brother was a Triceratops. Maybe I'm wrong on that.
That's a girl. I can't remember
Damn.
her name.
Dang, I'd have to rewatch it. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But the Stegosaurus like this, like, yeah, bulky in the middle and a longer tail. And then it has like the armor, like shit on the back.
I see what you're saying.
But was gone extinct for like 70 plus years before the T-Rex was even out here.
Dang, I feel like Land Before Times got that wrong then.
Of course Disney, right? We didn't know. But I was just like, dang. So if you think of that, and so dinosaurs got taken out by volcanoes, rain. This is all before like this is all before the asteroid. Shit just caught on fire. And then like, right, this drought, ocean was like, yeah, I'm an ocean now. Plants were also evolving, right? You got to think about that too. Like we talk about, well, how could the dinosaurs get here? Plants were starting off tiny. The like trees and stuff, because they were getting eaten over time, they started to develop and like growing taller. Not only were they growing taller, they started having defenses too. They're like, all right, bitches, y'all want to keep eating us. We're going to have plants that got poison and got thorns.
Dang. So the dinosaurs would eat the plants and then the dinosaurs would get wiped out and then the plants would thrive again? So it was just, like, that was happening like back and forth.
Well, they're evolving at the same time, but right, it's like, this is all happening consecutively throughout this time. So yeah, everything's like evolving. Everything's getting bigger. Everything's getting better defenses. And so we know, right? So we're closer. Here's the crazy thing. A T-Rex is closer to the creation of an iPhone than they are a Stegosaurus.
That's wild. Damn. How long ago did they live on Earth?
I think they got taken out like 68 million years ago. And I said the documentary started at 235 million years ago. And I don't think the dinosaurs even came up with the little thing until like 189 million years ago.
That's so wild. Like, what was before that? You know, like we'll never know what was before.
We don't even know. Yeah, what was before the reptiles? Because the reptiles were out here doing their thing before all of that.
Yeah, and that's wild that we have reptiles today. Like they've lasted this whole time, or did they re-evolve? Did they die?
Evolving. Well, there's like, right, they're constantly evolving too. I thought dinosaurs were reptiles.
Yeah, I thought that too. Because of the scales.
They had feathers. T-Rex little babies came out as like feathers.
Mm.
They came out looking like the start of the dinosaurs I was telling you about.
Mm-hmm. Do you think we're going to Jurassic Park for real?
I hope not. I hope that movie's fake.
Well, I feel like they found something recently, like an egg, like a dinosaur egg that was pretty
They need to
intact.
go ahead and not hatch it. We've seen this before.
I don't know. I think it'd be kind of cool. Why not? Why
Absolutely
not
not.
add more
What do you
chaos to the
mean?
world?
Not dinosaurs. You know how big that shit is?
Yeah, that'd be wild.
Oh
Living
my
with
gosh.
dinosaurs.
We're not living with dinosaurs because they're not going to allow us to live with them.
They brought back wolves. They might bring back dinosaurs.
I mean, but how big was the direwolf copy? You know, was it like a true
I don't know.
like direwolf? I don't know. I'm just saying. I get it. The documentary can be a little boring, maybe a little dry. You might find it interesting. Check it out. So the timeline is just wild. But it also made me think, right? Humans, we're just a blip in this shit.
Yeah, for real.
Literally. I think they can go back to maybe 200,000 years. Maybe. Like maybe 200,000 years. Dinosaurs, the asteroid 68 million years ago.
Mhm.
Dinosaurs collectively have like 135 million years on us and evolution.
It's so crazy. And it's wild. We only get 100 years on Earth, you know? Like, that's so crazy that the Earth is 6 billion years old and we're only a tiny, tiny little fraction.
That's right. That's why I was like, Earth's going to be fine.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, y'all peasants just leave me alone. Like, I allow you to be in this space. Yeah. And then when y'all start, right, I was talking about global warming. I was like, this is where we're at now. It's because all the glaciers and stuff like melted.
Mm-hmm.
Sea levels rose.
Yeah. It's just part of the cycle. Like, it doesn't matter what we do. People are just too worried about everything.
Always. Worry with what you can control.
Yeah. Like, an asteroid's gonna hit and we can't do anything about it.
Nothing.
Just gotta accept that.
Nothing. Well, speaking of that, we got to get to the story.
All right, the Dolphin Man.
Now, y'all are like, y'all just went into like dinosaurs. Now we're getting into dolphins. Okay? There was a story that recently came out. I'm not saying I think it's totally false. Maybe there's some truth to it. I don't know. But let's tell you what this is. So according to Snopes.com, Florida man kidnapped by dolphins. So allegedly, last week, a Florida man claimed he was kidnapped by dolphins and forced to build an underwater city. He claimed a pod of dolphins kidnapped him and forced him to work on building an underground city. His name is Ricky James Hollowell, and he describes what happens below here. Fort Myers, Florida. Florida man found sunburned and disoriented on Sanibel Causeway, claiming he was kidnapped by dolphins and forced to build an underwater city. Lee County Sheriff's deputies responded to the Sanibel Causeway early Monday after a motorist reported a man standing on the shoulder, soaking wet and drawing blueprints in the sand. According to police reports, Ricky James Hollowell, 33, was found barefoot, severely sunburned, and wearing only swim trunks. He told deputies he had been taken against his will by a pod of dolphins 3 days ago and forced to work on what he called an underwater construction project. According to Hollowell in the police report, Hollowell claimed the dolphins approached him while he was swimming off Fort Myers Beach and escorted him to a site approximately 40 feet below the surface where they needed help building structures. He told officers the dolphins communicated through a series of clicks that he eventually learned to interpret, and that project foreman was a dolphin he referred to as Gerald. When asked how he breathed underwater, because that seems like a fair question for 3 days, he said, Gerald handled that. I didn't ask questions. You don't question Gerald. I'm not questioning a dolphin named Gerald either. So that seems fair. He had drawn an elaborate blueprint in the sand that deputies described as detailed enough to be concerning, including what happened to be condos, a town square, and a recreation center. He told officers he was released because the Dolphins were satisfied with his work, but that Gerald said they'd be back for phase 2.
Nice.
Responding deputy Sean Oakley told reporters, I've been with the sheriff's department or sheriff's office 11 years. The blueprints were the part that got me. He had zoning. Hollowell was transported for medical evaluation. Gerald was unavailable for comment, clearly. Some men build cities on land. Ricky Hollowell claims he built one underwater for dolphins, and honestly, the blueprints were hard to argue with. So, I mean, I want to see the blueprints now.
I want to see the city. Like, take us back to the city.
Yeah, okay, so 40 feet, they can make that dive, right? Get some scuba gear. I'm trying to see what's up with Gerald. Did you know it's illegal to technically communicate with dolphins?
How is that illegal? Like, why is that a law?
Let me pull it up. Enlightened ones, we're giving y'all all the education. Let's see. Illegal?
Talking to dolphins.
Yeah. Let's see. Illegal dolphins. Yeah. Okay. So according to the U.S. law, Marine Mammal Protection Act, real thing. In the United States, the Marine Mammal Protection Act, MMPA, makes it illegal to harass marine mammals, which includes talking to wild dolphins. Harassment is defined as disturbing, feeding, touching, or attempting to get an animal's attention. This includes calling out, whistling, or throwing food to dolphins. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration enforces that MMPA, and violations can result in fines up to $100,000 and up to 1 year in jail.
Damn, for talking to a dolphin. That's wild. That doesn't make any sense unless we can talk to dolphins.
So you're telling me there's no other act on other animals? You can talk to any other animal. But if you talk to a marine mammal, that is considered harassment.
Is that because we're mammals? So it just counts for all mammals? But not like a monkey.
No.
People harass monkeys.
That's what I'm saying. We got our dogs, and everything. So if it's only, and this doesn't seem like, okay, it's not the same for orcas.
Mm-hmm. Dang, they must know dolphins can take us to cities.
Because human and dolphins used to work together.
Yeah, they used to walk on land.
Like what ancestors, right? They used to use them like for fishing. They still do that, I think, in some villages and when they still, like, the dolphins and the people use each other to eat and like hunt and eat together. I'm just saying, there may be a Gerald out there who's the head of the dolphin pods. And if you were a pod of dolphins and I'm smart like that, I'd be like, tell whoever you want. Who's going to believe you? Give them all the details. Go ahead and create the blueprint. Who is really going to believe you? Mm-hmm. We've known humans since y'all been here. We know how y'all operate.
Yeah, that's funny. They would. Dang. Oh, and they're probably homies with the aliens.
Who could be, if they're not us, right, in another future, could be the octopus.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, sharks are no longer attacking us, people. They're eating us. They're eating us in the oceans. Usually, like, a shark's like, whoops, my bad, didn't mean to bite you, but, you know, that's a catastrophic whoopsie.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're like, boom, I'm going to go ahead and eat the rest of that. Orcas out here taking out boats. They said just for fun. Okay.
That would be a wild thing to do as an orca. Like, hey, watch this.
Hey, I got the motor. 5 seconds. Watch. I bet you they like, because they linked it to like a grandma orca who was teaching all the young bucks.
Mm-hmm. That's so crazy. What if like the ocean creatures are smarter than they probably are smarter than us?
We only know 5% of the ocean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we just stopped exploring.
And then, like I said, evolution, right? The ocean's been here for millions of years. Knowledge.
Yeah, dang, and it rained for 200 million years.
Or a million.
100
A million years.
Oh, just 1 million?
Yeah.
I mean, it's still a long time.
It's that, yeah. It's crazy. So all of that, those years evolving, we are a blip in this whole situation.
I want to go meet Gerald.
Hey, yo, Gerald, pull up. Like, what do we got to do? We got to go on the floor to, like, if there's a call out, or you just stand there. But apparently, but he's got this dude that we were talking about. He has like a marine, like, engineering or like biology, like,
really?
degree. He has a background, so I'm like, again, could be believable. It's not like they just picked some Joe Schmo off the beach.
Did he build the whole city or just make plans?
There's no way.
Yeah,
if they were
3
like, we're
days.
coming back for phase 2, he probably built onto something that was already there. So they're like, we're going to come back and get your ass because you got to do, I don't know, wiring or something. I don't know what that looks like down there. Like, what would that look like in the ocean? I don't know.
Yeah, dang. I want to know more, but I feel like this dude was probably just on something, right?
Possibly, but again, with what is happening in today's world and the stuff that we thought was not true and turns out to be some truth to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I mean, people get abducted by aliens, and that's crazy, you know? So I guess dolphins could be real, could not be real. We don't know.
So, if this story comes out to be confirmed 100% real, we were the original believers. So, hey, Gerald, tell all your homies or whatever, we're cool.
Do you think
You don't need to.
You think they can receive Wi-Fi under the water? Like in the oceans, like they can pick up our pod? The pod
Maybe.
of dolphins listening to our pod?
Hey. Just know we come in peace, and you don't need to steal me. You don't need to kidnap me at all. I'll willingly come and do what y'all need me to do.
Yeah, same.
Because something tells me it's like lit down there.
Just hear the little dolphin squeaks.
Yeah. And you're protected. Sharks ain't trying to mess with dolphins. They're scared of them.
I wonder if it's like the Little Mermaid. Or Atlantis. Either or.
Both. I think that's going to be the next. I think that's going to be the next evolution.
We go back to the water.
Yeah.
Dang, do you think we become mermaids?
Maybe. Like, where'd the story even come from? You gotta think about that.
City of Atlantis, yeah. Or even mermaids.
Yeah.
The Little Mermaid. Walt Disney knew something.
Disney always knows something. He was probably a time traveler.
Is there a theory on that?
I think so. One of
Oh.
my TikTok algorithms sent me there probably that I'm just recalling. I don't know.
I'll look into it.
uh it's wild out here, y'all. So shout out Gerald.
Gerald.
Jerry. I wonder if we're cool, like it's like, can I call you Jerry? With a G, like from Spice Girls. Yeah. Was that also Hey Arnold's friend?
I
Gerald?
don't know.
I feel like his name was Gerald. Let me look. Hey Arnold's best friend. It was Gerald. Yo! Gerald could be the sidekick that we were sleeping on. I don't know. Just saying.
Yeah, I don't know either. We'll have to visit the oceans.
I gotta get past my number one fear. Like, say if I was protected, I wouldn't have to worry about getting eaten.
I thought you were afraid of land animals. I didn't think you were afraid of, like, sharks.
Animals eating me alive is across the board.
Mm-hmm.
Land, water, whatever.
Mm-hmm. I did see a shark video earlier today, and this lady punched a shark, and it just swam past her.
Oh, good for her. You know?
You just gotta stay calm. You just gotta stay
No.
calm.
Nope. I know I wouldn't.
You'd be splashing. Chomp you right in half.
I am. Yeah, I'd be done instantly. I'm telling you. So I can't even make it an option. Yep. That's where it was. All right. Well, anything else in the content realm where we're at before we get into our topic and our zen?
No, I might try to give that Dino show another try, but
you know, there's only 4 episodes, 45 minutes.
Yeah, but coming from you, it's way more exciting. You know, like you make it sound way more exciting than it really is.
Yeah, it's fair. They probably need me for marketing.
Yeah.
I promoted it to like multiple people. I'm like, you need to watch this dinosaur documentary. Just give it another go.
All right.
Yeah. All right. We're in topic now, enlightened ones. We are talking about the paradox of freedom. We come back to that. Not necessarily flow, but we kind of we talk about this freedom. So there's this concept that came up in my book, my Eastern Mind, Western Body book about chakras and whatnot. But then in the same week, synchronicity, this Alan Watts after school video came up that I sent Michaela called Break Free. Same concept. So basically it's kind of talking about this concept of I, thou, and we. To not make it super complicated. I, individual, so would be Michaela and I chilling on the bench watching the ocean. That is I observing said object. Once Michaela and I decide we want to become thou, we have to jump in said ocean. So now we are in the ocean, experiencing the cold, experiencing the waves. Now it's not just I observing the ocean, it's we are in the ocean. Thou. We're experiencing them within. And then the we is we are not separate from the ocean. We are the ocean. No resistance. We are the waves. We are the cold. We are the current, whatever that is, we are one.
That's what we have to do to visit Gerald.
That's true. In order to visit Gerald, we have to be free.
Become one with the ocean.
Become one. And become one with all. Okay, so going in further. So we look at Alan Watts and his focus, what he talks about, what true freedom is. So let's break it all, like not break it all the way down, but kind of get you thinking more in concepts. As we talked about last time on the pod, we won't get too into the too specifics. There's a lot of wild shit going on externally that we all can't ignore, and it's impacting us all in some way, shape, or form, whether you know it or not. We're not separate from it. We're feeling elevated energy, maybe from other people, other external factors that then is increasing our energy and the spaces that we are engaged in, and so forth. So with that, we think, with Alan Watts' mindset, true freedom does not come from independence, but it comes from realizing interdependence. So true freedom is not the I. True freedom is not even in the thou. True freedom is in the we.
Dang.
But we can't have the we without the I and the thou.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Together we could do anything, but just one person, you can't really change much.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Damn.
So this is where we say, we've talked about this before. So if we simplify it even more and not go all the way into like life philosophy necessarily, but let's go back to jiu-jitsu. Let's go back to coaching, mentoring, advocating, whatever that is. You're not separate from the overall, let's say, community of jiu-jitsu. Even if you're like, you know what, I'm just going to do my own thing. I'm going to work on my own game. It's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything's linked. Everything's chained.
Yeah,
People see this in competition. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about that yesterday because just watching Lauren, like knowing Lauren's evolved because she's learned from me, from you, from Heidi, from everyone in the gym, but like we've learned from Heidi and our other instructors, and that lineage just keeps getting passed down. Like I can see that, like in Lauren, you know, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And right of like understanding how we engage with that to then pass it down.
Mm-hmm.
Because whoever taught Matt and Heidi, they also had their eye and how they observed that, and then how they thou, how they enmeshed it, and how they became one, and how they implemented it, and how they passed it down. Because we can have, right? We could have had a problematic Matt and Heidi who could have soured jiu-jitsu in total for us. There have been people, not necessarily just coaches, right? There could have been a teammate somewhere, or maybe a class or a move or just an incident that maybe soured somebody's experience with jiu-jitsu, or soured somebody training with somebody, or soured this certain move or whatever for somebody, just simply because of that one interaction.
Yeah, well, we see that happening now with certain gyms.
Yep. Always a trickle-down effect. There's always going to be, and so it's like so we talked about when all that stuff was coming out, and even though it's quieted down, it's been a pattern. So hopefully people can continue being loud and remove the problematic pattern that's plagued certain aspects of jiu-jitsu, which is, you know, creeping on young athletes and grooming and all of that, and also being silent when you do know it, or you've been privy to said information. And if we want to have a safer, more inclusive environment to rid said stigma, it takes all of us, even if that's not our gym.
Yeah, did you see the picture that they just released?
That was so weird.
So I've competed against one of those girls. I was like, damn, like that, like I'm connected in a way to that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just wild to see. Like, oh.
Yeah. And think about when we've gone to camps, all of those women who we didn't know, who are they coming from? What kind of knowledge are we getting from them? What kind of values are being perpetuated? And so you can't come into the anywhere, but I'm just using jiu-jitsu as a example, with a complete selfish, independent mindset.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be enmeshed in the community or in the gym in some way.
Yeah, you can't do jiu-jitsu by yourself.
Nope. No, you can't. And that's the other thing, you know, you can't do jiu-jitsu by yourself, and I want to prolong people's love for it. So my training continues. My training gets better. That's why I'm just like, you know, I try, if you're around me, I don't play that ego type, aggro attitude, which it's just problematic to me. I don't get it. I don't subscribe to it. That's not going to keep people in jiu-jitsu for the longevity. You might make it to a purple belt, if that. And then after that, you're not going to be a coach who's going to open a gym where you're going to prolong the legacy and values. You're going to be problematic. It's just going to be a gym you open up just for the sake of opening up a gym so you can put your name on it.
Mm-hmm. Dang. And we've seen people do that too. Oh, that's crazy.
Just saying. So you have to find and this is also goes back to being present and being aware. If I'm sitting there in a role, and I was talking about this too, it's nice. It's not when you're forced to take a break, but sometimes when you are forced to slow down or you come back and things slow down just a little bit, you tend to tap a little more into that flow state.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm in the flow state, that means I'm actively more present than I am. And I also have to think about, so if I'm rolling with somebody, just like you said, I can't roll by myself. I can't do jiu-jitsu by myself. So if I'm rolling with somebody, like we've talked about in camps before, it's a dance. It's a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm sitting there the whole time just on domination mode, because I feel good about dominating, I'm not actually being present within my role. That's not me saying you may be getting the better of somebody or getting the better of the role. That's not what I'm saying at all. There's a difference between I have to dominate this role, dominate said person. So now technique and this other person getting better and having their experience, all of that's null and void because I just need to win and I need to dominate.
Mm-hmm.
You're not present. You're not getting better. And you're actually not interdependence, right? You're in your independence of that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I love the flow. Like, I want to roll because I want to flow with someone, you know? Like, I hate when it is just one-sided.
Right. Like, we don't need to sit there. Like, we don't need to struggle. And we can still get really good rolls in. I think one of the things that I've really appreciated, like feedback, because I heard it a couple times, but I forgot his name, but he's one of the like newer, like older guys. I forgot where he's from, but he's just here for a year going to KU.
Mm-hmm.
And I've rolled with him. The first, like I rolled one time that I rolled with him again last week, and he's really, I really like rolling with him. And he, like, after we got done rolling, he was just like, I really appreciate your pace.
Cool.
He was like, it's like flowing, but it's like we're still breathing hard,
Mm-hmm.
and you could still get an active roll in, but not trying to kill each other. And it's like I'm not trying to get the win. You know what I mean? Like, even if somebody might be getting the better of somebody, again, like we're still able to still be assertive, turn it up a little bit, but you're still engaged in like a flow, which actually is making you work harder and making you better than like the opposite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. And you still get good work in. You're not trading off anything. Because I know we've talked about that before, right? It's like hard to prepare competition wise because it's like I'm not going competition speed with you or like my friends and teammates, but it's like you can still get that kind of energy and good work in without like murdering each other in terms of like pure dominance.
Yeah. Yeah, and like that leads to injuries and stuff.
Right. Right. It's not needed. Like if I'm holding you down and I'm not, and just for the sake of holding you down, what for what? Am I going for a sub? Am I going for a position? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be annoying. Because you could. You know, like you could hold me down 100%.
and what is that going to do?
I
I would really have to try. Right. Like I would really have to try to hold you down, but at that point, I'm not using technique. I'm just using my size and my strength.
I'm so glad you don't do that. If that's how you were, like my whole career of, oh, Deja's gonna just smash me again.
It wouldn't be fun. It wouldn't be like you wouldn't like me. You wouldn't want to roll with me.
I'd be avoiding you, like, oh,
all the time, all the time. Yeah. Oh yes. But it's to say, like when we roll with kids, yeah, like like kids or like Juliana, they can enjoy rolling with you as an adult because we still let them get their work in, but we don't necessarily like make it easy for them.
Yeah, kids, white belts. Yeah, you have to let them work.
Yes. And I think, right, that's also goes to say like finding freedom through connection. Like that's a big one too. Like how connected am I with my teammates? How connected am I with my gym? How connected am I just in my presence and like self-awareness?
Yeah. Yeah, being connected lets us introverts be free, you know?
Yeah, that's right. You introverts get talkative when you feel comfortable.
I know, but you have to break that barrier, you know?
That's true. And then training just opens up too. Like I think about, shout out Fred. He's an anomaly, a vampire. Pretty sure that's continued to be confirmed. Him being his INTP, I think, right? He's just like Heidi. And just from when he came in, like, yeah, he has that old like QB mindset, like he just downloads stuff. But like his freedom in terms of like once you notice he started feeling more connected with the gym and like the people, he started asking more questions.
Yeah.
And just opening up a little more. And that translated to his game.
Dang, yeah, you're right. Oh, that's wild. Dang. Introverts open up.
Introverts gotta open up. That's right. Right. And it's just like there's freedom in that connection. I mean, like we were joking, think about shout out Danielle. I told her to I was joking. I think you should still consider it, Danielle, if you're listening to this. Told her to get a tattoo that said Sweet D on her neck.
Why?
So she's more approachable. Sometimes she's got that look like she's mean. I was like,
you think a neck tattoo is going to make her look more approachable?
It would be a conversation starter. Be like, you got Sweet D. I'm curious, like, what's the backstory to that? Yeah? Conversation starter.
Oh, that's hilarious.
But
I don't know about that one.
I don't know. I told her keep it in her back pocket. Might be a good idea. But my point is, introverted, right? And like what she felt more connected. Took a minute. Open it up a little more. We're like, oh, you do like us. We didn't know. We didn't know.
Yeah, it's so funny. Like, I'm an introvert too, so like she doesn't talk to me, I'm not talking to her. And that's the kind of energy we had for years.
But now
see?
It's different. Cool. Yeah, we go to comedy clubs together, see?
And dang, now we got more freedom as a group.
Freedom and connection. So this is important, enlightened ones. I hope you all the wheels are spinning. And then also, we don't exist separately. We are always becoming and working as one. Think back to the dinosaurs. Because the little squirt that was just all of a sudden came up on an egg that we don't know where the egg came from, if that little squirt doesn't survive and do what it needs to do while it's alive, we're not getting a T-Rex eventually 100+ million years later.
Dang, so everything depended on that one little dinosaur.
Everything.
Oh, that's wild.
The whole dinosaur lineage was dependent on that.
We don't come from dinosaurs, do we? You know?
No, I think they say like evolution, right? They say like we came from apes or whatever.
So the dinosaurs were wiped out and then we just came about through the monkeys. Did they?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I need like another like show to tell me about that situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's the connection like there? It'd be cool if we were descendants from dinosaurs.
Yeah, like if the dinosaurs didn't happen, would we still happen? Or did they need to happen
Honestly,
for us to happen?
That's an excellent question.
I wish I knew these things.
I don't know. That's a great question. But that we don't exist separately. Mm-hmm. All of them had to exist as one. The dinosaurs at one time, right? They needed the plants to eat. The plants, we need y'all to fertilize us, and we don't need y'all to eat all of us. So because you're eating us, we're getting more defenses. You can still eat some of us. The rest of us are going to grow higher. The other ones of us are going to get some poison and some thorns because we still got to be out here thriving in some way.
Dang. I want to know how the reptiles like stayed alive. Or the reptiles always came back. Like if they didn't,
They did.
like did they die out completely and came back, or were they always around?
No, I think they were always around in some form.
So they just figured
Because they
out
also
how
had
to
the
live.
ocean, right? They could escape some shit in the ocean.
Mm-hmm. And probably underground too.
Yeah. Just like you said, we don't know. Understand this, enlightened ones. The trees that we plant in our lives today, we are not going to be the beneficiaries of said shade. And you have to be okay with that.
Mm-hmm. Dang. But you're still a part of it.
Because it doesn't happen without you.
Mm-hmm. That's wild. I'm just thinking of the web that we make with all our jiu-jitsu connections. You know? Like, we're affecting people that are going to be rolling probably in 100 years from now. That's crazy.
Yep. Exactly. Like when we think about lineage and stuff, and we go back, I know people don't like to go back in history. I was always a hater in school about history. I'm like, oh, so I remember I had a quote one day, and I was like, history should just stay history. So ignorant. when I was a kid, I didn't know, but like now as an adult, I'm not a huge history buff, but history does intrigue me. And it makes me upset at the same time, because when you go back and look at history and you read stuff, you're like, same stuff's going on. Mm-hmm. It just looks different. It doesn't even sound different necessarily. It's just different, but it's the same.
Yeah, the same patterns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So when we go back and we talk about our lineage, jiu-jitsu, or like all these things, we talk about old UFC or whatever, all of those things have a trickle down kind, impact.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's awesome though. Like I love that we're affecting people's jiu-jitsu down the road.
Mm-hmm. And then they'll affect the next generation, and we'll have a pinch on that. And Heidi and Matt are going to have a pinch on that too, because how it came through us.
Dang.
Wild. All right. You got anything else for topic before we end with our Zen?
We'll get Zen.
All right. Feeling it. I'm grounded.
Good.
Ready.
Nice. Haven't played this in a while. It's been 4 weeks. I'll just stop right there.
Yeah. I appreciate that. You did what your spirit told you to do.
Yeah, like the last note I hit. Leave it at that.
Leave it at that. Enlightened ones, follow this intuition. Get with yours. Get ready. Get set. And let's get into Zen for our week. Encounter versus control. Suffering comes from the perception of control. As we learned in our old documentary of the dinosaurs, and just what you know about the earth, look at the weather. We aren't controlling anything. We manage with what is going on.
I just watched part of that Twister documentary. And it's
crazy, isn't
it?
it?
It's really crazy. It's so wild. Like the tornado passed and it got still, and this lady looked up and just saw the blue sky in the center of the tornado. And she said she knew then that she was in control of nothing. Like
Nothing.
that's so crazy.
She said it was like how calm it was, like
Mhm.
inside, right? She had not known that kind of calmness and all of the chaos. She was literally in the middle of a tornado.
Yeah, that's so wild. that documentary is cool. I like that one.
Yeah, that I could see that. Have you gotten a Miracle Boy yet?
Mm-mm.
No. What story? I'm like, damn.
All right, I'll check.
He's the one that got sucked out the car and then got the black fungus afterwards.
Oh, damn. Is that the same documentary?
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't gotten that far. Dang.
Yeah. Yep. But that's right, y'all. You know, if we go back to, you need to understand, we've talked about this before. What am I trying to control? You need to relinquish control in my roles in life. And this doesn't mean be reckless. It just means when I'm constantly trying to just death grip something and I'm trying to resist what is not resisting, I'm in the I. I'm not in the thou or we. And the ultimate goal is the we. Are you aware of your I? Are you aware of what you are operating in within the thou once you're in it? And if you're not going to get to the we. Of being, becoming, being present.
Dang. I wonder how many people are just stuck in the I and don't even know of the thou.
A
Don't
majority.
even try to be we.
A majority. I would argue a majority of people. Unknowingly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it. Like I've never heard of I thou we until you mentioned it to me a couple weeks ago.
I hadn't heard it till I read it.
That's wild.
I was like, oh.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I've heard concepts of it, right? But
same.
Not that way.
I like it.
Yeah. If we go back to our rolling, kind of like what we were saying, if you're like just dominating, not that you're getting the better of a role. Okay, but somebody's playing offense, somebody's playing defense. That's what it is. But if you are just dominating for the sake of dominating, you're not dominating, you're shrinking. Because you're shrinking the experience of both of you.
Mm. Yeah. Dang.
You trying to be big, it's making your experience small.
Yeah, I feel like you need to send this out to big egos. But like I don't know how you do that, you know?
we gotta identify the ones with big egos. Like, dang, they might feel called out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't have anybody on my mind.
No,
right
me
now,
neither. Me neither.
But right is true. And maybe as you're listening to it, there's aspects of yourself you're like, damn, I need to check my ego, you know?
Like, oh, I like just controlling people.
Don't get me wrong. I like controlling people too, but there's a difference. Natural control and flow versus, I would say, just unorganized, chaotic aggression.
Mm-hmm.
There's a difference.
Yeah. And we don't have a lot of that at our gym.
No. We see a lot of it in the community, in the orbit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
unfortunately. And I would argue, as great as he is, we could say he's one of the best when it comes to the technique and the instructionals that he's put. But Gordon Ryan, talk about a person that, yeah, he gave a lot, but a true selfish, ego-driven individual. And now you're not even 30 and you have to retire from competing because you've wrecked your physical body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and that was the message that you gave to younger athletes to follow in your footsteps.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, that's the eye right there.
Mm-hmm. Solely. Terrible.
Mm-hmm. Dang. It's wild because he's affecting way more grapplers than like both of us will ever affect, you know?
Oh yeah.
And that's not a good role model.
At all.
Like, God dang it. We need somebody
At
else.
all.
Craig Jones, step up. Like,
And when, right?
I don't know how he is personally either, though. You know, like.
But it's the messages that they put out. And I always, I hate when people say that, like a Craig Jones, or people, they're like, well, they don't know me in real life. Okay, well, we don't need to put that excuse out there, because all we know is the content that you put for people to absorb.
Mm-hmm.
So Gordon Ryan could be maybe a great person in his private life. That's not what you've put out. That's not what you've marketed.
Mm-hmm.
And I would argue around the time that he was getting big is when mainstream jiu-jitsu kind of started getting more popular and bigger. And then you see the kind of aggro, no gi, like, just mindset that you have, the manosphere kind of the value, it seeped all the way up in there.
Yeah.
He's not the soul, right? We, like, even before him, were very problematic individuals, but he was just louder about it.
Mm-hmm. Dang. And that affected the collective consciousness of jiu-jitsu.
Mm-hmm. Tragic.
Yeah. We'll change it. Someday it'll be changed.
Someday, right? But last but not least on this point, saying it again, you are not on an island, because we are and will never be separate from one another. Never.
All right. Through the collective consciousness, we're all connected.
Yep.
Through Wi-Fi.
Through Wi-Fi and the different channels. That's right. So your true freedom is acknowledging all of that, and how does my I become the thou and then become the we? And everything. Personal life, training, people you're around, whatever. Your career.
Dang. I'm just thinking of outside the jiu-jitsu space. It's tough for us introverts to become thou. And we,
That's your challenge. But you do become thou. You practice all the time with your art.
Becoming thou with art?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you paint, you're immersed in your painting.
That's true.
If I'm playing my guitar, I'm in the song, right? I'm playing in the music.
Okay. So that was also becoming a part of your own flow state.
Correct.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't making
that
connection
that's right. You
before.
got it now. You got it. You're the experience. You're
okay, cool.
no longer just observing.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, I felt that a few weeks ago.
See? Yeah.
I was getting lost in my painting. Damn.
Boom. True presence.
Damn. I just had to wait for that to connect.
That was it.
I'm glad I did.
You got it. You got it. All right. Well, before I get to the quote, is there anything else that we have for our online? We told y'all we had a lot for you today.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome.
Yeah, almost 2 hours and 20 minutes of
That's right.
enlightened magic.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think so. Hit them with the quote.
All right. Well, we hope you all are feeling this energizing energy as we get into our Aries season starting this Friday, March 20th, getting into that fire energy or amplified fire energy since we're in the year of the fire horse. With our quote to end the day: emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Bob Marley.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to sing it, but I was like, I'm not. But in my mind, just know it's in his tone of voice in a reggae song. So I think it's the song.
Damn, I wish I could play that.
Emancipate yourself, something like that.
Nice.
So 2 times. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Bob Marley.
That's right.
Yeah. Excelente. All right. Well, hopefully we get the sun. Maybe at the beginning of this week. We'll see. We get into the spring equinox also coming up this Friday. We transition seasons. So figure out how you can become we and light ones. Let go of the perception of control. Into your flow. And start becoming.
Yeah. Be free. Freedom,
That's right.
Freedom 250.
So, once again, this is Deja.
This is Michaela.
Talk to y'all next time.
Peace.